Hello, we have Alex over here from Gary Nichols, and he will explain how a bat is being made by English willow. So Alex, all over to you.
Perfect. So we grow all our willow all over the UK. We've got plantations everywhere from Somerset to right up to North Yorkshire. The trees will be about 15 to 20 years old when they're felled. We'll bring them into our factory down in Robertsbridge. First thing we do is we'll split a piece of timber out. So this is the right at the raw stage. You can still see the barks on, and you can see this is our first chance to see the actual qualities of the timber that we've cut and felled.
Okay.
So you can see the face from here. The sawyers will then cut from this one of these. So this is the cleft that the bat's going to come, the blade's going to come from. It's at this point that it's also dried. Once it's dried, it's then quality controlled. So that's the first time we actually grade the timber. And when we're grading, that's when you're looking at the face, the grains, the knots and blemishes, and deciding from what is a cosmetic value how much it's going to cost.
For how many days it's being dried?
So the drying is actually done in the UK now. We have to kiln dry. Kiln drying can take anywhere between 6 and 16 weeks.
6 to 16 weeks,
depending on how wet the timber is when it goes in. So that's just a natural variable, and we have to adjust things to suit. We did used to air dry. However, air drying in this country, to get the cleft down to the moisture content we need, we don't really have the time or the climate. So that's why we've now moved over to kiln drying.
Okay.
Once it's been graded, we will then export the timber. So we have factories in the UK, in India and Australia. And
where in India?
In Jalandhar.
Jalandhar. Okay.
Yep. And I think it's Melbourne in Australia. We've got our 3 factories, and we'll send the timber out to those. We're exporting somewhere in the region of about 50,000 pieces every year.
Wow.
for manufacturing abroad. Plus what we keep in the UK. And then basically the next stage, once the bat maker receives the cleft, again, you'll regrade, look at the grains and knots and stains, decide which end of the blade's going to have the handle fitted into it, which end's going to be the strike point, and then it's a case of handle fitting. Good quality handle. It'll be made from 12 pieces of cane. It'll have 3 springs inside it as well, either made from rubber or from cork. So effectively, it's 15 pieces of material, 15-piece laminate, all there as a shock absorber. Once that's been fitted into the blade,
and if we see that these edges, I mean, modern day cricket, there is a demand of these thick edges, because of T20 cricket and all.
Yeah, we've seen, especially in the last 5 years, a real push towards gigantic cricket bats. You know, with players looking at edges 50, 55, maybe even 60 millimetres deep at points. That's why there's been a new law coming in October to be added to the composition of a cricket bat. So we're now, as of October, for professional cricket, we will be restricted. So basically, what you can see here, that's pretty much the maximum you're ever going to get.
So
the restriction is 40 millimetres.
40 millimetres.
Yeah, on a finished product, which is roughly what that is anyway.
Okay.
So I would say once the handle's fitted, it's then down to the bat maker to go about pressing the blade. Obviously that's very important, where you're turning what is a soft wood into a hard wood, and that pressing is what gives it its performance. And then it's shaping and balancing depending on whether you're making a shop shelf bat or you're making a professional's bat. The main difference is how long that's going to take. If it's professional, they've got a much longer list of requirements and specifications. If it's for a shop, you're making to a pattern, so it's a little bit easier. But that whole process, from that raw piece of timber to finished, about 2 hours for one man to do.
2 hours?
Yeah.
And can you please name some of the most renowned clients of
yeah, so at the moment, you're in the Champions Trophy, in the England squad, you've got Alex Hales and Chris Wokes and Sam Billings, who's been on the sidelines. As far as Test match cricket, people like Alistair Cook, Andrew Strauss. I mean, you've got the greats of the game, people like Atherton and Gower, and through history, Clive Lloyd, wonderful players that the company's always made cricket bats for. we're actually quite lucky. We've just branched into the Indian team in the Test side. Karen Nair, we started sponsoring him, scored a 300 with his first innings using a Grainix bat. Kushal Mendis in Sri Lanka, again another wonderful young prospect coming through. So it's a good time to be making bats for Grainix. Good players around.
And if we see this media zone, this fan zone for the kids, how much interest do you think? I mean, cricket is not exactly the most popular sports in UK.
No, it's not. It's not quite as glamorous as football. I mean, football is the glamorous sport in the UK. I think and what we're seeing today, especially a lot more kids at this game today, I think having tournaments like the Champions Trophy, having things like the IPL, it gets kids interested in the game, and that's important.
I mean, I can see a lot of kids
they're all out
looking
here
at the bats and checking out these bats. So, what are the prices of these bats?
So we're doing a sale here with the ICC as an official vendor, and we're doing everything up here. I think the cheapest children's bat is £30. £30. And I think the most expensive adult bat we're doing whilst we're here is about 250. Okay. But I mean, they're all on sale prices. So, but it definitely generates some interest. It gets people coming towards the stand. It gets them looking and finding out, about a company that we've been around now 161 years. It's a long time, and it's great to be getting kids involved in that now when they're young, so that we can keep, we can do another 161 years.
So, do the kids also looking for this kind of thick batters, or they want more test match batters?
No, they're all looking for the Dave Warner bat. They all want the giant bat because that's what they've seen.
I mean, if ball hits this age and it flies through the boundary.
And I mean, that is chance for us to do some education whilst we're here. We can explain. It isn't all about the big edge. It's not all about the giant bat. There's much more about the batsman.
Exactly.
But if it attracts them in, then it attracts them in. And you get to show them and talk to them and just get them interested in the game. And at the end of the day, cricket needs to win. You need people playing cricket for cricket to carry on. So
perfect. Thank you, Alex.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Alex.